I'm not your gossip girl, I'm the headline. Truth with a curve, baby, redefine. Welcome to the thirst trap. All the truth looks good in a tight wrap. We talk love, power, soul, and sin. Turn the world on, let the light in. Yeah, the thirst trap news. You'll drink it up, it's the real you. Never trying thirst bro news. Where every headline's a revelation.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a good Friday night. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like all the news going on, there's just so much stuff happening. It can leave you a little depressed because the world is on fire. And sometimes it can feel a little hopeless. And I keep preaching to you guys about drawing closer to God. And I'm not religious. And this podcast isn't meant to be a religious podcast, but this podcast is meant to cover all relevant information when it comes to understanding the world around us. And those things are politics, spirituality, religion, psychology, that kind of stuff. So since, things are a little depressing and it seems like there's no out and no freedom from these monster overlords we have, we're going to try something different at the start. Instead of a 5-minute monologue, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a guided meditation, and I want you to do it with me. All right? So, if you can, close your eyes. Take a breath with me now. Not the kind you rush through, but the kind that remembers why you're alive. Inhale. Nice and slow. Exhale. As if you're laying down a burden you've carried for far too long. Again. Inhale light. Exhale weight. Now, wherever you are, if you're driving, sitting, listening, allow your body to soften. Drop your shoulders. Feel your jaw unclench. Your spirit steps forward. I want you to picture the earth beneath you. Not a map, not borders, not nations, but the living earth, ancient, breathing, and patient. Feel your feet becoming one with the earth, like a tree rooting into the ground. See the earth, see her from above, a blue and green sphere wrapped in clouds like a veil. She has held every prayer, every war, every tear, every miracle. Now imagine a light appearing, not from governments, not from institutions, not from men. This light that you can see and feel comes from God, from the source that existed before time learned how to move, from the breath that first spoke life into dust and called it good. Keep breathing. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. This light descends you gently, never forced, never violent, because God does not conquer, God reveals. Watch as this light touches the earth. Where it moves, shadows dissolve, not because they are attacked, but because they cannot survive truth. Picture the greed loosening its grip on you. Picture the lies losing their voice. Picture the systems built on exploitation begin to crumble, not with chaos, but with clarity. See the corruption being exposed. See wickedness stripped of its disguises. See all that feeds on fear suddenly starved of it and disappearing. Poof! Now, bring that light closer to you. Feel it reach you. Let it enter through the crown of your head, warm and steady. It moves through your mind, quieting the noise. Feel it move through your chest, where grief and hope live side by side. See it into your hands, so what you touch may heal instead of harm. Feel it into your feet, so where you stand becomes holy ground. You are not separate from God in this moment. God is not far away. God is not watching from a distance. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Close your eyes. Breathe in slowly. Feel God is with you. Breathing where you breathe. Seeing where you see. Strengthening your soul. If there is heaviness in you, release it. Picture it shedding off like trees in the fall, losing their leaves. If there is anger, lay it down. If there is fear, offer it up to God. Say quietly within yourself, I return this to you. And now, observe your body. Feel what replaces it. Peace that does not depend on circumstances. Strength that does not require domination. Faith that does not beg permission. You are here for a reason, alive at this moment in history on purpose. And as the earth is cleansed, not by destruction, but by awakening, so are you. Hold that knowing. Carry it with you tonight and always, because light does not need permission to exist. Truth does not need consensus to stand, and God has never abandoned this world, and He will never abandon you. Take one final breath, slow and deep. And when you're ready, open your eyes, rooted, protected, and fully present. All right. I hope you guys liked that. I know today I had to do a meditation for myself. I wasn't even 10 seconds in, and I just felt tears whoosh, just streaming. I wasn't sad. It was just like my body was just releasing. And I just thought, maybe that's a good thing I could do tonight on a Friday night to send you guys off into the weekend. Let me look over in the chat. Hi, Thomas. Good evening. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Let's see. So, I've got more Epstein for you guys. I've got a little bit more Charlie Kirk. Just a little. And then I've got a really interesting email to show you that I found in the Epstein files. And boy, is it a shocker. Now, I believe these emails I see some legitimacy in these emails because when I was running for Congress, the millions of emails I would get harassing me, talking about following me, knowing every square inch of my life. The language was very much the same as what was in these emails. So I definitely believe that these emails are, I definitely believe that the military is running our government and probably all the governments of the world, the one world order. There's a phrase in the book of Revelation and a little sprinkled through the Greek scriptures, otherwise known as the New Testament, where they say the New World Order. What is that New World Order? And I just want that phrase to sit with you while we go through tonight. If you want to talk to me, please feel free to chat in the chat. I go through and I pay attention to all of them. If you are feeling generous, please rant me. I am being throttled on Meta, so I've lost a bit of income. So I really will depend on you guys and your generosity to help me keep doing this. It is a full-time job, this podcast. I mean, when I say full-time, I mean like full fucking time. And investigative journalism is something I'm starting to really learn. And your generosity really goes a long way. So please support your girl. I will open the caller hotline every 10-15 minutes. And of course, we will have fan of the day. But to win fan of the day, you have to talk to me and you have to I pick them by the vibes you guys bring. Like how interesting you helped me make the show. So this batch will be going out on Monday. So there's probably about, 15. I know ND Scholar, the Mayor's waiting on his, Johnny Boy, N. Williams, Kleb, Silverback, Woodrow. Let's see, maybe Thomas will win today. I don't recall Thomas ever winning. Patriot Wildman, he won too. Okay. So, what do I have on the menu for you folks? Here we go. What's your opinion on the investigation? What did Jesus tell us to do with pedophiles? Always listen to the kids. Charlie Kirk's friend flips out. Who owns Epstein? Roseanne Barr tried to tell us. Epstein Island Boys, 2 videos. This dude looks familiar. Epstein Files Part 3. It's Britney, bitch. Wayfair. Melinda Gates needs Bill to answer questions. Bibi Netanyahu is a baby. Open your eyes to the truth. Abracadabra. And New World Order takeover. And of course, the fan of the day. Don't you like this menu? This menu tonight looks scrumptious. I know I'm thirsty for it. Are you guys? I hope you guys are. All right. Well, with that being said, we might as well just hop to it, right? Let's see. Ooh. All right. Let's hop to it. Here's our first video. What's your opinion on the Charlie Kirk investigation? You ready, folks? Here we go.
Tyler Robinson, he's the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, and his family has not made any public comments.
They have spoken to us. We've been keeping up with the trial, clearly. We went to the last hearing and got lucky and sat right behind Tyler's family.
Spoiler alert, they do not think that he did it.
We're going to be going to the court hearing tomorrow, February 3rd, at the 4th District Court in Provo, Utah.
If you want to join us, be interviewed by us, or just chat with us, we will be camped outside of that courthouse from...
Probably all day.
Yeah. These are long court hearings.
And if you don't live in Utah or close, you can join our live stream.
And also, if you don't live by, can you help the algorithm and comment Salt Lake City, Utah, Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk. For people that do live nearby, we need to get this to
Get the
Salt
word
Lake
out.
City algorithm.
See you there.
Tyler
So
Robinson,
did you hear what they said?
He's the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk.
The parents don't think he did it. So everything that they said about the dad turning him in is a lie. The FBI has been lying to us. We knew that. But here's further evidence. I reported on that. That they believed he didn't do it probably 2 months ago. I was one of the few reporting on that. And here you go. They're hearing it from the horse's mouth at the trial. I don't really think he did it. Do you guys think he did it? I don't. There's too many inconsistencies about it. And also when you actually dig into Tyler Robinson, absolutely nothing lines up with what they said. Absolutely nothing lines up. It's like he's a totally different person, which we should probably do a little bit more digging on Tyler Robinson for the next show or another show. Because, you know, criminal profiling is really fun for me, and I want to show you guys how I do it. All right. Next video coming up. It is going to be, oh, I love this. I love this because I know the scripture. And this is going to be good. Hold on. I have a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Pardon, my friends. Please, if you're just joining, please say hi in the chat. If you want to win fan of the day, you got to just bring the good vibes. You got to help me make it a great show. Help me have fun doing this. It's really boring when it feels like I'm talking to myself. And the show content's just better when the viewers get to see me interacting, especially because these get uploaded later. So for anybody who watches after, gets to feel like they were part of the live show. So please put in a little effort to just chit chat with me. Tell me your thoughts. I can search things for you live on the spot. And if you missed the beginning of the show, when it's done, please, before you go to sleep, go back to the first 5 minutes of the show. I did a guided meditation. Please listen to it and participate. It'll really help. All right. Next video. What did Jesus tell us to do about pedophiles? All right. You see that wheel? Guy's like on a noose going down to the bottom of the sea. Yep. Matthew 18:6. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, meaning on account of you, if you cause a child to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. Amen. Amen. I agree. Our governor, I'm not even going to call him wonderful anymore because of the bill he signed into law, censoring our speech with Israel. But he made it a capital offense to rape a child. So you can be punished by death in the state of Florida. Thomas says, I'd like to drink more so my humor comes, but I do work tomorrow. I feel you. I could use a little drink, but now I didn't even think about it before I sat down. So now I'm like, crap. Maybe when producer Ryan comes in, I'll ask him for a little wine, Thomas, and we can have a drink together. Thomas, I think you did win fan of the day once, but it's okay. Some people win more than once, Yeah, so the Christian thing to do would be to off with the head. Yep. Toodles. No one will miss you. All right, next video. Always listen to kids. Even there's a scripture in the Bible about it. Out of the mouth of babes, meaning the truth comes. Here we go.
And then what's happened at the end of the party?
You remember this video? Wow, this is old. I remember this. This was a video. He has a sister too. And these two kids were telling investigators about the rituals that their parents were doing. I think they're English. Let's hear it.
So my dad kills babies and he eats the meat.
Okay, well, let's just talk about the party then, okay? So, the party, what was the party like?
I don't like the party.
Why not?
They touch me,
Who?
kick me, my front privates to hurt me. So when they stick a big plaster in my bottom, and when it bleeds, if I cry, do you know those spaghetti spoons? Yeah, those spaghetti spoons. I cry
forgot the
Well, I'd like
content
to go
of this
back. I
video.
just want to talk about just the party day. So I don't want to hear about anything else other than that day, okay? So all the stuff that's happened on different days, we will talk about, I promise, but not until after we've spoken about the
not
party
right
day.
now,
Exactly, perfect. So you're at the party, you said you didn't really like the party.
No, I hate it.
Why do you hate the party?
They hit me. They do all kind of stuff, and I'm a
Who's
vegan.
they?
I'm a
Who's
vegan.
He's a
What?
vegan.
Who's that?
You said they hit
Now you understand this kid's traumatized by meat. Now we know in the Epstein files why. Because they eat babies.
me. Who's they? Who hit you?
My dad, all the teachers, my dad's friends,
And where did they
and
hit
also
you?
the parents do it too. And they're really mean to me, really mean.
Oh, I
And
just
then
want
what's
to hug
happened
that
at the
baby.
end of the party?
There's a video with a little girl where she talks. It's his sister. Look at the comments here. This was in 2014. Not a single person believed them, even though they gave great detail on what happened to these poor kids. It says the mother still doesn't know where her children are. She's been fighting to find them for years. This documentary was so in depth. I watched 5 years ago. So many people believed it was all made up. What's the name of this documentary? There you go. What's the name of this documentary? The only one I can currently find is the 4-hour one of the police witness statements, but the proper documentary where they interview the mother as well. So here's a YouTube link. So I don't know if you guys noticed that sometimes my accent kind of goes in and out of British, like it has sort of a British slant. My mom being from Trinidad, in the Caribbean, the Trinidadians have a bit more of a British sounding accent. And so my mom said things like bird and turtle and figure. And so sometimes when I'm talking, it like comes out and I have a weird accent. Sometimes it's flat. Sometimes I sound British. Sometimes I sound super Southern. But when I'm listening to English or British people anywhere in Britain, Scotland, Ireland, England, it starts to come out. So I promise you, I'm not crazy. It just, because I was raised with a mom who talks like that, it comes out of me. But let me look. See, here it goes. Let me look at what this documentary is. So we're going to just add another tab here. Pull up YouTube real quick. Oh my gosh, I'm actually fighting it right now to sound like that. All right, so it's called, I'm writing it down, Hampstead, the Hampstead cover-up, children witness statement. Let's see how long this is. Yep, that's the 4 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours and 58. Whoa, look at the time. 4 hours, 58 minutes and 58 seconds. Let's do a little experiment here. You guys are just going to go down the mind of Luna, how she studies, and everything I do is always spiritual because I always look for the spiritual meaning because everything in life is spiritual. So let's look up 58. Let's just look up. We'll go ahead and look up 458. Let's just do angel number meaning. Actually, let's do numerology. Numerology number meaning. So should we include the 4? Let me ask Spirit. Yeah, we're going to include the 4. So we're going to do 4, 5, 8, 5, 8. All right. All right. Based on the components 4, 5, 8, 5, 8, this number sequence highlights a period of significant personal transformation of material abundance driven by hard work and stability. It acts as a reminder to trust the divine process during life changes. So let's remove the 4. Look at 5858. So it's a message of divine support and freedom and positive actions. Yep. Okay. So apply that to that notion to the fact that this is a documentary that was controversial. People thought it wasn't real, and clearly these children were seeking help. So, all right. So let's go back to Instagram. So that is what the documentary is. If you're interested in it, the Hampstead cover-up children witness statement. It's 5 hours. It's long. All right. Charlie Kirk's friend flips.
Whole thing flipped, literally overnight.
So it says, Charlie Kirk's friend flips, exposes Erica Kirk and the truth behind the new book. The comment says, for all the haters that say this is AI and all the other nonsense trolls do, this video has indeed been altered, edited, and changed so that the person yelling the truth about Charlie cannot be identified and have retribution, or God knows what happens to them. I did the due diligence needed on my end and confirmed with people I know to have been close with Charlie that indeed he was planning on leaving Erica. I have been discovering this myself too, just through my investigations, and that he woke up to who she really was around the time he learned and finally accepted the truth on Israel. We don't need this video to know what is pretty obvious and what we all see. All right, let's play the video.
Right after he found out the truth about his wife, people keep saying it was just different faith backgrounds. Nah, don't kid yourself. What she had wasn't faith. It was loyalty to this shadow group nobody talks about in public.
Now, I'll tell you this, his silhouette, his profile looks familiar. I can't think of the guy's name. I'll have to find him.
The synagogue of Satan. Think Illuminati energy, but without the memes. Real old families,
I think it's
real
one of the
money,
people,
real
yeah,
power.
at TPUSA.
They don't recruit people, they place people. And she wasn't a spouse, she was a placement. When Charlie...
Social engineering. Oh, you're a failed actress. Well, we got a job for you. You can't get any jobs in Hollywood? We want you here. Your parents were in the Intel apparatus, Mossad, Israel ties. Here's a job for you. We're going to have you act like Charlie's wife, and we're going to raid his company.
We figured that out. Dude was wrecked. He told me straight up he was getting ready to leave her. Divorce papers weren't a maybe. They were coming. He finally realized his whole marriage was basically orchestrated. Like some dark force cast her into his life. And then, shocker,
Israel.
He's dead a few days later. And that's when the book changed.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, the version they put out to the public, that is not the book he wrote. They
course
rewrote
not.
whole
He's a
sections.
Christian.
They stuck in weird spiritual stuff he never believed in. They twisted the tone, the message, everything. It's a cover job, man. They're muddying the waters so bad that people are second guessing who he even was. This fake book
I hope
gives her an
TPUSA
out.
sees this.
It gives Israel an out. And it gave the people who ended Charlie's life a clean story to hide behind. The whole thing flipped. Literally over.
Wow. Yeah, so someone... Okay, let me look and see who I think this is, because those ears and that hair... I'll know the name once I see it. Hold on, let me switch here. There you go. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, they still got Charlie Kirk up there. Wow. It's the guy that's on his podcast that I suspect. Let's see. No, none of those faces. Let's see. Turning Point Podcast. Oops. Okay. images. I don't think we're going to find it there. Let's go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Let's pause that. I don't know what that is. So let's go to TPUSA. All right. Where is the show? Does anyone know what the show was called? His show? Let's see. Let's see. Charlie Kirk show. That's what I think it was. Okay, not this guy. It's the other guy. See Andrew Colvett on the right? It's the other guy that's always with him. That guy. I thought the guy with the glasses. That's who I thought it was, but he's bald, so it's not him. Let me go back to that. Nope, it's definitely not him. I'll have to do some digging. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to do some digging because I'm really curious about who that was. All right. Let's go to our next video. Who owns Epstein? Actually, hang on a second. All right. Who owns Epstein?
Who actually owns Jeffrey Epstein? Ex-cult trafficking and Epstein survivor Kali Schreiber Gandhi stated, quote, "I have seen Jeffrey Epstein get severely ritually abused. Everybody looks at Jeffrey because of the mainstream media, but he was used as well, and he was used as a fall guy essentially. This is curious. Just who or what is Epstein distracting us from? The ritual abuse that Epstein is described as having endured is a reference to trauma-based mind control, which was a practice that was perfected by Nazis such as Dr. Joseph Mengele. The Nazis were, as described in Maury's Vatican Ratline, aided by the Vatican after the war to gain new cover identities as Jesuit priests. The Nazi Dr. Joseph Mengele, the father of trauma-based mind control, is independently identified by two whistleblowers as moving from having worked for the Nazis to having worked for the Jesuits in order to perfect his trauma-based mind control methods. Ex-satanic cult whistleblower Fiona Barnett, in Eyes Wide Shut, reveals that all intelligence agencies, including Mossad and the CIA, all collaborate when it comes to child operations, and MI6 whistleblower Max Spears asserted that all intelligence in the world is controlled and centered at the Vatican. This is corroborated by
Remember what I told you yesterday on the podcast, how the book of Revelation in John's vision, when it was showing how the seven-headed beast represented, it's like a tiger type beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, represented the 7 world powers of the earth, the 7 major governments and their figureheads, with a harlot riding on top of it, and the harlot represented the world empire of false religion, riding it in a intimate relationship, signifying that they're in bed together.
Fact that the initial trainer of Mossad was Reinhard Gehlen, a literal Nazi and Catholic Knight of Malta, who was thus loyal to the Pope. Additionally, the founder of the CIA was William Donovan, who was also a Catholic Knight of Malta, who also thus served the Pope. Project Monarch survivor Charlotte had stated that billionaire islands, such as those of Jeffrey Epstein, are related to the Royal Order of the Jesters, which is a Masonic secret society with a history of sexual offenses. Being Masonic, they thus serve the Jesuits, as John Daniel states in The Grand Design Exposed. Quote, "The Jesuits of Rome have perfected Freemasonry to be their most magnificent and effective tool, accomplishing their purposes among Protestants, yet remaining completely hidden and unknown." Ex-Reverend Kevin Annett cites eyewitness testimonies who identified Jeffrey Epstein as also part of something called the Ninth Circle Satanic Cult, stating that he participated in the ritualistic and of a 5-year-old Asian girl.
So the Ninth Circle, world powers, religious leaders, they participated in this. And the thing about the Catholicism that people don't realize, there's so much occult symbolism. They idolize the priests and fathers, and which idolism is a deep sin. There's so much idolatry, and they gatekeep for the elites. So it's just something worth looking into, because all religions have been hijacked by an evil entity, because that's the first place they're going to go. You go to the source, and you put enough truth in it to disguise it as truth, and then get them performing rituals. When you do Hail Marys, that is a spell, what you're doing. Everything is very, very mystical with Catholicism. Protestantism broke off with that, but in the Ninth Circle, the Protestants and the Catholics, they're all doing the same rituals. They're all working together to keep, everyone on earth enslaved.
Alongside fellow cult members Donald Trump and Cardinal Donald, the Archbishop of New York, in the spring of 1999. This Ninth Circle cult is also allegedly strongly connected to the Vatican, with whistleblowers citing the Pope's involvement in their sacrificial rituals. Max Spear stated in a 2016 interview that the Zionists are controlled opposition, as they have been teaming up with the Nazis, now Jesuits, to accelerate.
So, keep in mind with what he just said, there's validity. Hitler was a Jew. The Bolsheviks they were Russian Jews who killed Christians all over the place and, killed way more Christians than there's a lot of so much lying that has happened, but it's all unraveling right now as we speak.
Plans for the New World Order, and he warns that because these elites have foreseen the quote awakening of humanity,
okay, so you heard that phrase, New World Order. New World Order. Now I want you to keep paying attention to this show, how many times that this is brought up. And some people are going to say it and make you uncomfortable. I'm just going to let you know.
Have one final trick up their sleeve, and that the awakening isn't going to just easily happen. Jesuit defector Svali, in her books, states that the Jesuit plan for the New World Order is for there to be the rise of a new Nazi-like, quote, Fourth Reich, leading to the destruction of Israel, but ultimately establishing a global totalitarian government with absolute control over the population. Who actually owns Jeffrey Epstein?
Right? All right. Before we go to the comments on this video, I am going to have to give you a message from our friends at Ecuador Freedom Bike Rental. All right. If you're fried, overstimulated, and one more self-care tip might push you over the edge, this is not that. This is motorcycles in Ecuador. Here's the deal. They run guided and self-guided motorcycle adventures down there. I'm a former motorcyclist. You show up, they hand you a real adventure bike or a 4x4, a GPS that's already dialed, and daily ride sheets that basically say, stop here, talk to this person, take this road instead. If you want a guide riding with you, cool, you've got one. If you don't, you ride solo, but not clueless. You're not checking boxes or chasing Instagram shots. You're riding through the Andes into small towns, out into real country, and actually paying attention for a change. And yes, something happens when your phone stops buzzing and the road demands your full brain. Perspective comes back. Stress shuts up. This isn't escaping your life. It's recalibrating it. All right. So I love riding motorcycles, and they're 100% right. It totally does make you zone into your surroundings, and you do notice just the nature and everything around you so much more. I love riding motorcycles. They're so great. All right. Thomas says the silhouette kind of looked like the Nathan guy. Oh, the TPUSA whistleblower? Let me look. Let me see. Nathan. Let me look for Nathan. Okay. Gotta put a little arrow. All right, I wrote that down. All right, so look at the comments on this video. Living in the Moment Show 88 says, how are you getting away with posting this on here? This is spot on, bro. I've been going through Maxwell's lecture on the Gemini Code on YouTube, which he elaborates on the symbolism repeating the divide and conquer tactics being implemented by Rome, the Vatican. They operate all universities, churches, convinced that's where Islam came from as well. The similarities aesthetically in regard to Islam and Catholicism is undeniable. If you notice all the red in Catholicism, isn't it just interesting? Just so much red. The architecture is Roman for Washington, D.C., very reminiscent of the Vatican. I mean, Julius Caesar ruled from Capitol Hill. I can go on and on about how all roads lead to Rome, but this is fantastic work. So yeah, that's just a little appetizer for you, for a rabbit hole you can go down if you so like. I'm not saying like you should just like quit going to church or just like whatever. I'm not saying you should be Catholic or a Protestant. You should follow wherever God guides you, because that's only between you and God to know. I'm just here to give you information. It might hit home and it might not. But I'm not here to hate on, religion. It's all really the same story, but there's clearly a demonic religion and then there's the truth, All right. Our next video. Y'all remember Roseanne Barr? How she seems crazy now, but not really. The way she talks is a little strange, right? Well, they tried to ruin her because she was trying to tell the truth. So let's hear what she tried to tell us.
The emperor went to Epstein Island and ate people. And they do that. They eat babies. That is not it's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
They eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. Mm-hmm. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do by the time we go in to vote for Trump, that he will open up everybody's eyes and they will stop pretending to be asleep. You know what they say, you can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. They're doing it. There are so many victims. There are so many victims.
I mean, yeah, because they're having babies without birth certificates and social security numbers so they can use them for this. This is just, I watched a video today of a girl, beautiful girl. It was so authentic. Her tears were, she said she just felt like a baby making machine. Like on a farm. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty sad. But yeah, she tried to tell us. All right, I'm going to open up the hotline for you. Here's the number. It's 904-530-1422. If you want us to call and have a chat with me, you absolutely can. And while I wait on you, I'll play another video. I can't put the video up while I do a video. It was supposed to work, but it's not on the there we go. Hold on. Ta-da. Okay. Let me go back and turn this off right here. Go back to Instagram. All right, so there is the caller hotline video. I'm going to play our next video while you guys muster the courage to have a chat with me if you want. Epstein Island Boys, first video.
Want to come catch me on Epstein's Island?
Remember this guy?
What?
Epstein's Island?
What's that?
You hear about Epstein's Island? No? You don't want to catch me there?
I mean, I would like to know what it is before.
Look at the pictures. The blonde boy. I mean, jeez. That's like undeniable almost. Golly, wow.
So, me and my brother
we was basically brought up on Epstein's island. And that's why we have so much wealth, because we literally, like no cap. I'm being for real. And that's where the whole island boy thing came out from.
Okay.
Oh, I always tell girls, you feel me, like if they want to like see something different they ain't never seen before in their whole entire life. Who Epstein is?
Yes.
How do you know about him?
Because he's your dad. You showed me a picture.
Yo, watch your mouth. Wanna come catch me on Epstein's island?
What?
He was about to. You saw him take her by the shirt. Did you know he was spotted in Tel Aviv yesterday? I saw the picture. That nose. Now I know all Jews have, like most Jews, they like, and Greek people, like they're known for their noses. But hit the crease right here and the shape of the nose. He's like got a full beard and his hair is long, had sunglasses on, but it is unmistakably Epstein. I gotta find that video for you too. All right. I am turning the hotline down. So it is on Do Not Disturb. I'll open it back up in about 10-15 minutes. All right. Next video.
Epstein is?
Yes.
How do you know about him?
Because he's your dad. You showed me a picture.
Yo, watch your mouth. Epstein is?
Oh my God. But I believe it because in the emails, someone was congratulating him on his baby boys. If you remember that. Let me see if I can find. Maybe it's the next video. Maybe it is the next, because it said the next video says this dude looks familiar.
This was taken in Tel Aviv 6 hours ago. See the sign up here? And this guy looks awfully familiar walking around with armed security guard. Yeah, looks like the guy that's been in the news lately, right? Slap a beard, long hair, and some glasses on him so that nobody would recognize him. And if you don't believe me, I'll give you some proof. This was released by CBS News today. A blurry orange image that was shown in the 15-minute span that all security cameras went out the night he lost his life. Newly released FBI analysis of the footage, a flash of orange appears to be going to the L tier stairs, could possibly be an inmate escorted to the tier, the same tier where he was held. Here's another analysis from an independent source. It's possible someone is carrying an inmate lying in or bedding up the stairs. I know this isn't a lot, but this is the first footage in 9 years we've seen during that 15-minute window when the cameras went down. So obviously they have footage. By the way, this is his YouTube from the file. He had a YouTube channel that people...
Littlest Jeff. So when we go back to the Epstein files, we're going to search that. His Fortnite account is still active, still being logged onto with an Israel flag. Just an FYI.
People are talking about. He made Minecraft videos. But back to this photo. Do you think that that's him? Not to mention his girlfriend in 2023 saying this in the present tense. This was taken in Tel Aviv.
Look at the nose. See the crease, the wrinkle right here going down really hard? What you think, friends? Do you think he looks like Epstein? I do. That's a thick beard. I mean, that's a pretty good attempt. But yeah, he's got bodyguards. I know the man's not dead. Why would he be dead? He's got too many powerful friends that probably were like, don't worry, we got you, dude. We got you. What do you think? You think it's him? All right. Next video. Epstein Files Part 3.
Epstein Files Part 3. Let's get into it. First, let's start.
And I'm going to show you this because I found this and then I found this video.
With good old Joey Bag of Donuts, Joe Biden, he's in the files, but in a very different way. Because turns out that they said in the files that this dude playing Joe Biden is actually not Joe Biden. It's an actor with a mask because the real Joe Biden died in 2019 by firing squad. They said the real Joe Biden was an evil, sick, angry man who abused children, so he died for crimes against humanity. But here's the thing. I did this story 2 years ago where I said the Joe Biden we have is not Joe Biden at all, because I have this screenshot from Ancestry.com where it says he died in 2018 at Guantanamo Bay and his final resting place is at Arlington National Cemetery. Then after I posted this, then it gets deleted. So, told you so. I mean, how is it that the Illuminati card game predicted this very thing, the imposter card with two guys with one wearing a mask that looks just like Joe Biden? It makes you ask a bigger question. How does this game predict everything that happened in the last 30 plus years? It predicted Trump's assassination, COVID, 9/11, you name it. Well, sounds like time travel, right? Well, that's also in the Epstein files, because it says right here, we should explore the biological sequence of time travel. It will be amusing to calculate the rate of evolution of a population or a mutant that can travel in time. What? Now moving along to some of the pictures.
This is absolutely true. Yesterday I was talking about the pineal gland and astral travel. That is basically what time travel is. Yeah. Look up astral travel, read about some people who can astral travel. They can go and look at timelines. They can look in the present time. It's interesting. And the government, the CIA, there's declassified documents that say that they use, which is mediums, esoteric, talented esoteric people to do this too.
In the files. This was in the files as well, where a trap door in his house leads to the ocean or some type of body of water. Now, some people were saying it was to dispose of bodies, but what if it was the other way around? Not to put something out, but to take something in. Let's not forget, Ghislaine Maxwell had a submarine license, so that would be an easy access point to ship people in and a way to circumvent the flight logs. And remember that whole Wayfair conspiracy?
Bro, this is what money gets you, man. Wow.
Where these cabinets and other items named after missing kids were going for tens of thousands of dollars. Well, that's just a conspiracy, right? Right? Well, it looks like Epstein's assistant bought something off of Wayfair for over $8,000 for an unknown item. So,
what is that? Okay, so he's got the file number, but it's so
there's that. And last but definitely not least, we have this footage in the files showing people going underground. Yeah, I have no idea where this goes or what's even going on down there. Now, if you notice on the guy's shirt, it did say the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, and Epstein did have a house in New York. So my guess is maybe this was under his house. Who knows? I'm doing a deeper dive on my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, so make sure you guys hit that up and let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
The Maverick Approach. I'm surprised YouTube is letting him do this. All right. Let's go to our browser. All right. And what we're going to do is... Oh, boy. All right. We're going to go down to... Oh, my God. No. Let me see. What? Where's the Epstein files? J. Epstein. Here we go. All right. Now I'm going to show you something. You will not find what he's talking about if you type Biden's name in correctly. This is one way that they get things by spelling things wrong. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type BIDAN, Biden. All right, one result comes up, just one. I'm gonna show you something. Now, this is an email. It's 9 pages. I'm gonna go to the original email. The first email, Friday, February 19th, 2021. Can you guys see this clearly? Do I need to make it bigger? How's that? All right. We don't know who it's from. They redacted the entire email address. They don't always do that. Have you noticed that sometimes they leave it and they let you see a name? Sometimes and then they take away the email, or other times you find the email. So I wonder if we go into that email chain, that Gmail, we're going to go to Gmail after this. And hang on. We're going to go to Gmail after this and see if we can find out who sent this to him, because I want to know. But here's the first email. Important hi. The subject says, hey, what's up? We don't know who sent this, and we don't know who. But it says, how are you doing? I've had several conversations with blank at Estimote, as well as blank, and I seem to have things straightened out with them for moving forward. Replying to the space at least. But based on talking with them, I'm concerned about you. How are you? Where are you? What's going on? Since I've gotten things worked out as far as the lease for 19th Street with them, I have $100 of yours that really should go back to you. And I'm glad to do that, of course. But mainly, I want to know that you're okay and hear that from you. So, reply to this email, text me, call me, let me know when is good to talk. Whatever works best for you. Just let me know you're okay. Now, we're going to go back to the beginning. And as you can see, the reply was not done. They didn't reply back till April 2nd, right about the same time of day. So you see this agent and then blank. See below in case nobody else has sent to you yet. Another email came through to my Gmail. Charles. Who's Charles? So we're going to see in Gmail, let's search Charles. And then we're going to also search the subject. Hey, dash, what's up? And then question mark. All right. Now, there's a lot of really, really interesting conversation happening in the first 6 pages where they talk about extortion. All right, so I'm going to read this first. This is attention, everyone. This is replying back to the first email this is Charles showing someone what he got. This is what he got. Now that you know who you are dealing with, U.S. military, I wanted to resend this over because you see, quantum. Now pay attention to quantum. Because interrupt your pre-Christmas festivities this great December 21st day of rebirth for us and destruction for many others, and prepare for what is ahead for you in 2021. Then it says adding 2 new people. Who is complicit in crimes and has been expecting this email for 4 years since I warned him in October 2016. And because when Japan unifies under common law, I kind of think they'd also like to know this story too. This isn't US only. Sometimes those perceived to be the highest have to fall the hardest for the world to learn. I got to make this bigger because my eyes are like getting old. Let's see. To UNYC. That is already captured by us. We put you back there last year for no reason. For good reason. Good job with the treasonous acts, abetting criminals, and paying people to do harm to me. All will come out in military court. Treason against the United States, against a United States patriot, and doing it through Poland? Well, sorry. That too will be a part of the crimes you've committed against the U.S. Constitution, which next spring will protect the people of the entire world. Because although you can't see it, by next April, you will see the world become free from tyranny when Gesara is launched. And some of you may not watch from your couch. Military tribunals start in January. All right. So they've copied some people. a CEO for Google, a lawyer, someone at Estimo, Bessemer Venture Partners, Greylock, Javelin Venture Partners. All right. This is where it gets really, really blackmailing. Okay. So I believe that Epstein was being forced by, obviously, military in Israel to do what he was doing, to blackmail people. I think everybody kind of knows that. All right, before we continue further, I need to read a message from our friends here at Rumble Wallet. All right, it says they can cancel your accounts, freeze your cards, decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control and they use it. That's why financial independence matters more now than ever. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. Buy digital assets like Tether, Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one secure place. No permission, no middlemen, no cancel button. And when you want to support the creators you actually believe in, you can use the Rumble Wallet app to directly tip content creators securely, instantly, and without interference. This isn't a credit line that they can shut off. It's your wallet, permanently. Yours to protect your future, yours to protect your family. When the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics. It's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download Rumble Wallet now and step away from the big banks for good. True ownership, true protection, and true financial freedom. All right. Thank you for your patience. We are resuming to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. Back to our browser. All right. So if you forgot what I'm getting to, you'll know the moment I say it. So the first 6 pages are a lot of blackmailing, telling him that whoever this is needs to, some pretty graphic stuff, basically turn over more people who are evil monsters and hurting children, or they're going to ruin this person's life. They call him a bottom feeder. They call him a pussy. They call him a lot of things, basically telling this person that they're absolutely, utterly worthless, that they're evil. So when you get to page 7, and I encourage you to read this so you can see how legit it is. But when you get to page 7, this is where it gets fun. Maritime law is coming, and the selling and owning of humans and human souls, they see the distinguishment there, is over. One thing that's come out in all of this is that they actually try to trap souls in like jars, like genies. There is factual evidence on the methods of operation for how law and legal proceedings will work next. He says, I do encourage you to watch the video, the link up there, and understand how common laws are going away. So quit fiddling your pussy and call blank and who has so much info that will incriminate you that when he deletes it, we will find it on the quantum system that this great gentleman blank has made very clear in the video above. Hint. Look here. Biden is not your current president. The mask malfunctions on Biden are getting worse each day on purpose. This will end badly for blank who is posing with a fucking clone on Facebook. The dude playing Biden ain't Biden. Real Biden was an evil, sick, angry man who abused children, including his own children. That's an actor with a fucking mask. We've been over this 1,000 times. It's never going to change. Biden is shot 2019 by firing squad. That was while President Trump was the president. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Now, here's another admission, one less shocking. Before getting to the helping below, and regardless of the connotation of the swear words here, people who read later will take this email as they may, because the direct threat from us is very real. The world deserves to hear this story and how the people here and the Estimote board tried to kill blank and remove him from the company during the time of a fake pandemic. As someone who didn't seem to bite in the past, you people all had the wrong fucking read on me. War crimes and 1776 globally and the fall of tyrants. That is what we do. Look, if you don't understand, the U.S. military is running the whole quantum and anti-crime operation, and I'm working with them. Watch this fucking next chapter in the movie coming out now. So if things don't work out to my schedule, things will get uglier. Referring to the other 6 pages of blackmail demands. He says, you're just a low-level dumb baby fucking monster. But seriously, did you ever think you'd be copied on an email to the CEO of Google? Haha, yeah. Same goes for satanic blank. But you twisted low-level fucks have lots of insights along with blank about how far in time back we can go with the blockchain system. We're running to catch real perpetrators. All this time stamped. Justice is coming because I'm burning the whole fucking thing down. Best wishes. What? What? Yeah. You heard that right. You heard that right. So, because I'm nosy, I want to know who this was. So, let's go to Jmail. Let's go to Jmail. Jmail.world. All right. Let's see if we can find an email that says, hey, space, dash, dash, space, what's up? Question mark. We're looking for it in the subject line. Let's see if we can find it. Let's look for, oh my gosh, my Duolingo is like, you're gonna lose your streak. Let's look for Charles. Let's look at the date. Okay, March 14th, March, April. Who is Charles Gasparino? American journalist and blogger. He was on Fox Business. Okay. Don't know if that's him. But I'm looking for the subject line that says, "Hey, what's up?" All right. Positive energies. What is that? That's not it. All right. Let's look for Biden. Oops. Hang on. Hang on a second, y'all. My doggy has diarrhea. Sorry, TMI, and he is crying, and I had to get somebody to come let him out. All right, let me see. Let's go to J Drive. Bill Clinton. Type. Volume. Maybe it's in here. No, I don't think we're going to find it like that. Let's look for quantum. Physicists reverse time using quantum computer. This seems quite fundamental. What do you think of this? Okay. Reversing time. So they were into reversing time. Quantum entanglements. I really want to find that email. I mean, I was able to find it on the, DOJ website, but we can go back to that later. All right. Okay. All right. So there it is. Them admitting that Biden was shot by firing squad. That creator right here found Biden's death record, that he died in Guantanamo Bay and was buried at Arlington National Cemetery. And yeah, and his video was taken down. But let's move on. Let's go to I remember seeing Biden and being like, that's not the same Biden, and something's weird about his face. And it did look like there would malfunction. You guys saw it. We all saw it. We all saw it. And if you said anything to, someone who's a Democrat or basically not conservative or not spiritual, they just thought you were crazy. And they just denied what their eyes could see. They just didn't want to believe their eyes. All right. So, y'all, I know I mess with my hair a lot, but I brush it a lot. That's why it's so beautiful. So let's go to the next video. It's Britney, bitch.
Britney Spears' name has been mentioned multiple times in the Epstein files. I'm just curious as to why I have not seen anything about this on my FYP. Day after day, she is being laughed at by Hollywood, laughed at by the media, laughed at by the world, but seriously, we knew this whole time there was something so much deeper going on with this situation, and the only question I have are, where are her friends? Other than a few of them dressing up as her for Halloween and using #FreeBritney, they haven't done much, and it's just looking a little bit to me like Britney Spears was experimented on. Because why would Dr. Mark Tramo, who is affiliated with UCLA, be emailing Jeffrey Epstein about Britney Spears' conservatorship or her custody battles, or the neonatal ICU project? Britney Spears was treated like a literal slave by everybody around her. It made her go mad.
Yep.
She was exploited from the time she started the Mickey
Whoa,
Mouse
look
Club.
at the poster. I'm pointing like at the screen like y'all can see. Here. Look there. It says nympho klepto.
And don't pay attention what those posters say behind her. Until she was a 40-year-old woman. And even though Hollywood treated her like a monkey in a circus and about danced her to her own deathbed, she still to this day can't stop performing. It's almost like she's
my
programmed
heart
or
goes
something.
out to Britney
But many
Spears,
people have
man.
spoken out about this. It's just the world did not want to hear it.
Do you believe that Britney was trafficked to Diddy?
Oh, this black girl. I love this black girl. She is like, I forgot her name. I don't know what her name is. And I always forget her name, but I love her. She was one of the first ones going in on R. Kelly and Puff Daddy and Jay-Z and telling everybody the truth about what was going on. And she never stopped. And she's kept herself safe. And she's right. It's so funny how so many people who were looked at as crazy are now being vindicated. They're being vindicated by this. And Parliament in England is now being forced to talk about the Epstein files openly because of Prince Andrew and prime ministers and all these people that are in photos over girls on the floor. We're in the Matrix, man. We are literally in the devil's playground. And I believe hell truly is here on earth. Like, it's here. You know what I'm saying? And it's our job to learn how to ascend out of hell into the higher dimensions. And if you fail, you start over. That's I do have a lot of spiritual beliefs that, well, not beliefs, knowings, because of studying things like quantum physics, psychology, religion, world history, where there's certain parts of all religions that are part of the truth. They've just fractured everything and divided everybody. But energy never disappears. It only transfers. You are a soul. You have a body. So when you come to this earth, your higher self has already agreed to come here and for an assignment. And the Bible talks about a book where all the records are kept of everything you've done. That story is also in the Viking pantheon and lore. It's in every single one of them about some sort of record book. And then there's something called Akashic records. Your Akashic records are you in all your iterations of living here, and how many times you've come back and how many times you've started over. And your job is to become a spiritual person, to ascend out of the physical. Stop thinking like physical people and be a spiritual person in everything you do so you can ascend into the higher dimensions. Jesus showed you how to ascend to the highest dimension and sit at the right hand of God. So Jesus, the human, was not God. What was God inside of Jesus was God using Jesus' consciousness, using Jesus as a vessel to experience the affliction of human experience, because we are clearly made from two parts. We are part angel, ethereal beings, and half, whatever these primate Homo sapien things were. The Bible talks about it. And there's earlier books, to really actually understand the Bible, you have to read the religious books that were in circulation and historical books in circulation before the Bible and line them all up chronologically, and then you'll understand. But your God had to understand the human existence because we're so unique in the fact that we're half and half. And so we're tied to the stars and we're tied to earth. And that's why I incorporate nature in my spiritual relationship with God. The Bible said that Adam would walk with God during the breezy part of the day. If you pay keen attention, nature is deeply involved with interacting with God. So your energy doesn't just disappear when you die. It goes somewhere. It transfers. You can't remove energy. God, the divine, is higher than so if you notice in the Bible, you'll see like gods with an all lowercase, referring to just the lot of them. And then you'll see a capital G, little o, little d. What is a god? A god is a creator, and a god is idolized, worshipped. I can't, just tell me. It's in the door. Okay, well then, yeah, then you knew that. So, and then, okay, so, and then you'll see in the Bible, it's capital G, capital O, capital D. That's referring to the Almighty God, not Yahweh, not Jesus, not Thor, not Odin, is the divine, is the intelligence that is woven into every molecule in the known universe that is conscious and aware. And it also refers to the collective consciousness. Now, we see that collective consciousness is real when you look at the proton shooter experiment in psychology, where the atoms behave differently when they were watched versus being when they weren't watched, which is why in a lot of spiritual mentors train their mentees that to have an emotion or to have a thought is to create something into existence. So on my third DMT trip breakthrough, I realized that we are a product of something's thoughts. Everything you see, feel, know is a product of something's thoughts. So anyway, tangent. We need a freaking sound bite. What's up, Backwater? Glad to see you with me. Anyway, let me get back to this video. I just wanted to say your energy, your consciousness is energy. It doesn't just disappear. Your soul is transferred. Ugh. All right, let's finish this video.
And absolutely, all of those girls, all of those Mickey Mouse girls, including Christina Aguilera, all of these children have been trafficked. Part of the reason why they can't tell you is because they were drugged. Yeah. Most of what was happening to them was happening. And what they have left are the memories and the nightmares. Now, they think they're just bad dreams, but they're memories. And because they've been drugged and they've been handled and they've been shrunk to death, they don't know what to believe, but they can feel it.
And I will stand by the fact that Britney Spears was failed by everybody, her family, her lovers, and especially her friends, because it took a team of people to do this to her. And anyone in the industry that claims that they protect children but don't protect the children in the industry are just snakes to me. Britney Spears' name has been...
All right, you guys know I am curious to go find Britney Spears. But before we do that, we need to read a message from our friends at Technosport Gaming Chairs. All right, looking for a comfortable but unique option for your gaming setup? Check out technosportusa.com. With a wide range of ergonomic chairs in an array of colors, you will definitely bring your setup to the next level. Always comfy, never boring. Technosport. Use code RUMBLE for 10% off your entire order. I need to start streaming me playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'll start it over and start streaming it. That would be fun. Okay. So let's see if we could find old Brittany in these files. All right, let's look it up. Let's see. Don't lose out, just lose it. Britney Spears did it. What is this? No workout, free trials. Okay. Let's go. Oh, good grief. There's 4 pages? Let's see. Let's find something. Let's see. Oh, I saw something about grants. Grants and Britney Spears. Where did it go? Jerry. So she did go to, she's from Louisiana. Oh, look at this. Jeffrey Epstein vacation at gmail.com. You have 25 classmates, guest book signatures. Hook back up with the 17 Lafayette High School 400 fellow grads who found you. Now, I doubt he went to Lafayette High School, so this is something he probably did to spy on her. I can't even read that. Crap. All right, let's see. There it is. Write some grants. Let's make this bigger. Holy moly. My eyes are too old for that. The salary to free me up to write some grants. My new palette. Ryan, I can't. I don't know what's. I can't. All right. Just a second, everybody. All right. Nothing interesting so far. Whoa. What is the ever-loving point of this shit? I hate that. Okay, let's see what this is. Here we go. Thank you for the hi, blank and blank. Thank you for the update below. I'm afraid I have to disagree with you that doing media interviews will be disadvantageous for me. I firmly stand my ground on this one as I stand by all of my allegations with evidence to support each claim. Subject, media interviews, ICJ and sexual assault government. These must be emails. Okay. Says, I want to explain why I think it would be a massive advantage to all the Epstein victims and me, especially after 24 hours. Let's see. Where did I see? I saw her name in this. Especially after the last 24 hours and how the media has completely and utterly destroyed me publicly, using me as political collateral damage to hide crimes of rape and sex trafficking, knowing that they all do have a leg to stand on trying to discredit me, especially with all the evidence I've sent to the media backing up my allegations, including JP Morgan emails and Citibank emails, the time I was trafficked, and after when Adam followed me to London and lived in my house and prevented me going to authorities in 2007 and 8, whilst a plea bargain was being negotiated by Alan Dershowitz, who has worked on behalf of the state of Israel for decades. Can you believe the cheek of both Alan and Adam? Also, I have photos of other rape and sex traffic victims standing right next to me on Epstein's Island that were used in both recent bank class actions. That were used in both recent bank class actions. I've been trying for 7 years to get those other victims in court to testify and corroborate my story, especially how my starvation was used as entertainment and torture for all over an extended period, along with being raped repeatedly and sex trafficked. Again, the email correspondence between blank and me proves that very, very, very nicely. So thank you, Leslie. Would you still like me to send you naked pictures? Did you enjoy looking at them before you sent them to Jeffrey? Again, your other email to me demonstrates that, along with, I'm sure, the other 200 victims we have yet to hear testimony from. I want to explain I want to explain fully in my interviews how the extended period of starvation inflicted on me at the hands of Epstein, Maxwell, Blank, and co. for entertainment and torture over a long period affected my body's physical and mental well-being considerably, as I suffered significant health consequences. I have attached an article below highlighting what the starvation did to my body. I feel this is important. I would like to highlight what the current Israeli hostages and the 2.3 innocent civilians in Gaza are currently experiencing right now. Let's do control find. Brittany. Okay. How dare you? All right, so let's go. Michelle, I'm very aware that you used to work for Oprah and are acquainted with Gayle King. All of you will be investigated thoroughly for your role in aiding and abetting Epstein's crimes, which I am party to. So Gayle King, this person is saying is part of it, and Oprah. All of you will be investigated. I was given $1 million book advance in which, Michelle, you took $500,000 to write my book. How could you betray me, Michelle? Why? And to take $500,000, then you tried to get me to sign this contract. And Steve, you were paid $150,000 of my advance. I want my money back. How dare you both? How could you do this to a rape and traffic victim? Michelle, at my book publishing dinner in the 7th December 21st at Nobu, Judith, Paul, and Steve, all you guys could talk about was HarperCollins giving you the job of pitching for Britney Spears' memoir, which indecently HarperCollins lost. All right, let's find the next instance. So, Michelle, you threw me on the bus to get the opportunity to be Britney Spears' ghostwriter in your career. Okay, so nothing interesting there. What a waste of time. All right. Let's go here. All right. Okay, let's do control fine. Yes, there are two types of public insanity. There are breakdowns, Amanda Bynes, Charlie Sheen, Britney Spears. Eruptions of paranoia or mania or rage that will spill into view and elicit a balance of concern, scorn, judgment, and pity. We don't handle these moments well. Let's not kid ourselves, but never do these events fade into the scenery. that says we see it and we point to it. That is broken. That person needs help. This can't go on. But there is the more insidious crazy, the slow boil crazy, the Michael Jackson crazy, the crazy that we accept as routine that changes so slowly we fail to recognize when we have. Michael Jackson was like saying a lot in his songs, trying to make everyone realize what was happening. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see what this lady's talking about on another day. If I find anything interesting, I shall show you, friends. But going back to our last few videos, let's look at the Wayfair claims.
Oh my god, remember that Wayfair conspiracy from a few years ago? Well, this Epstein document may have just sparked that up. For those of you who don't remember, the conspiracy claimed that Wayfair had way overpriced cabinets and storage bins and other items, and oftentimes it had the name of people. So people thought that this was some type of human trafficking linked conspiracy. But just take a look at this Epstein file. This is literally a Wayfair receipt sent to Epstein's assistant for $8,400. So the receipt shows Karina Shuliak. She's identified as Epstein's longtime assistant and his final girlfriend, purchasing a single unlabeled item worth $8,453 from Wayfair. The transaction mentioned on Epstein file, you can look it up, EFTA0054547, was reportedly sent via PayPal to Bella Klein, according to a review of the recently released DOJ documents. This is the only Wayfair-related invoice found in the Epstein files with no additional records documenting similar purchase. Look, the conspiracy was never proven.
EFT A0054547. Uh-oh. I hope my Rumble stream's okay. You guys good? Let me see. Hope Rumble didn't just give a crap. Okay. So let's look that up. EFTA 0054 5427. All right. Here it is. All right. Whoa. All right, let's see. Transaction. Let's go over to Gmail. Let's search that. No results found. Man, this website needs to do better. Shuliak, I think her name. Karina Shuliak. Oops. Karina Shuliak. Wayfair. Let's see. I don't know. This is hot. This website is just like, it's as if you're in his email, so it really actually just takes some time to comb through it. But here's the email, and there's no description. It doesn't say. There's no shipping details. And is that a P? I thought I saw Port over here. Palm Beach. Nope, there's nothing. That's really strange that it would not say what they bought. You know? All right.
Right? Maybe they just bought something really expensive from Wayfair, but this is kind of crazy. Oh my God. Remember that?
All right. Melinda Gates needs Bill to answer some questions. Let's see what this is.
As a society, right? No girl should.
As a society? What, so it's okay in the Middle East? How about just no girl anywhere in any society?
Ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl. I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages, those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So, for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very,
had
very
sex with that monster. I would be so skeezed out, especially knowing that like my husband tried to dose me. That's a felony for STDs. Oh my God, I would sue the shit out of him finding that out. I would be suing the shit out of him for that. And I'd be making sure he'd be in jail.
Painful times in my marriage, but I have moved on from that. I purposely pushed it away and I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me. As a society, right?
Let's look at the comments.
No girl.
This one says she's actually spoken about this a lot. She's always said the reason she left him is because he was always at Jeff's house. Her stories always remain the same. And then they said this is gonna be Beyonce next week. Psh, try to pretend like she didn't know nothing about nothing. Yeah. Bet you didn't. I don't know. Let me watch her body language again and I'm going to tell you if I believe her.
No girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever.
Okay. So when she's saying no girl, she's shaking her head no. She's showing genuine feelings because the body will subconsciously show you what they're feeling while they're talking. She's pointing away. She's setting whatever that is that on the side. It's like she's saying that stuff over there. Like that's a nonverbal communication of that's separate from me.
Was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl. I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being...
She grabbed her heart. There's like little cues And think so if you compare this to Erica Kirk, these are the cues Erica Kirk is not giving us, is things like that. It's not, you can tell these gestures aren't pre-planned.
Those ages those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So for me, it's personally hard whenever
she looks to the left when she is going through the Rolodex in her mind. She's pulling up memories.
Those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage. But I have moved on from that. I purposely pushed it away. And
she's looking directly at you. She's not looking away when she's saying, she's purposely pushed it away.
I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
All right. At the end, her eyes were closed, which shows a little bit of protection. She is showing possibly that she hopes that she doesn't get asked any questions about it. So there's guarding behavior there with the closed eyes. All right. Let's go on to our next video. Baby is a baby.
I honestly had to check and see if this was AI. This is not AI. This is real. He fucking said this. Watch this.
Christian influencers. Okay. You said, we talked about the woke right. And you said, I call it the woke Reich.
Reich. So remember that earlier video we talked about the New World Order and a new Reich that is going to seek to eradicate the Jews and form a one world government.
That's a brilliant observation. The woke right, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're loonies. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that.
Our influencers, Ben, and anybody else. Now Nick Fuentes is defending Israel. Nick Fuentes, FBI op, or Israeli op there. They got to him. I think Nick Fuentes is gay, honestly. He's a teeny tiny little man. He looks very Jewish. Digging on him. He's half Jewish, half Mexican. So they got him.
That community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know, the weapons change over time. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one?
He's telling you right there what they plan to do with it.
X. Exactly. Very good. And, you know, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight. Okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends or those who could be our Jewish our friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong counterpoint? Yes.
I honestly had to check and see if this was AI. This is not AI. This is real.
There he goes, out of his mouth. Right out of his mouth. I want to show you something else JD Vance said. I'll switch the view for you in just a second. Right here. Let me go to my browser. This was today. Hold on.
What's happened here? I mean, there's a real question about that.
It's not true.
Are we at the beginning of a new world order where we move away from Europe and toward anything else? Maybe even potentially Russia, if we can get past what's happened here? I mean, there's a real question about that, given some of the speeches you've made to the European Union, some of the speeches.
That's why today I'm testing every
that President Trump has made.
Yeah.
What's happening culturally in Europe, what's
Very
their
sad.
crackdowns on free speech. They just
so
look
sad.
less and less like we do.
Yeah.
And there's a real question about whether there's a massive shift happening now in terms of world alliances long term.
Well, there's definitely, I think, a new world order. I think the president has sought to it. There's a new world order in trade. There's a new world order in globalization and the way that we invest in our economy versus, foreign supply chains. There's a new world order, and that the president is willing to shake up some old alliance structures. I mean, NATO, I think, is much different because of the president's leadership than it was 10 years ago. It was sort of coasting. It was effectively a protectorate of the United States of America. Obviously, you saw what happened in Venezuela. So, yeah, the president is putting a stamp on world history, but fundamentally in an America First way. Like that is the orienting focus. And so when people say, well, you can't work with Putin on anything because you disagree with the Ukraine invasion. Well, the president said very clearly, Putin should not have invaded Ukraine. We're going to try to work and bring that to an end, but there might be some areas of cooperation too. His attitude is not, you're our friend, you're our enemy, we're going to go to war with our enemies, and we're going to be, we're going to give our friends everything without asking questions. His attitude is, we're about alliances. And you could have a country where we have a 90% aligned interest, but we're going to disagree on 10% of issues. Meanwhile, we may disagree with Russia on a lot, but we may agree on some things. And I do think that is a fundamental reorientation.
major chain burger in America to find out which.
There you have it. There you have that. All right. Again, so New World Order. The Bible foretells that the end will come when the nations around the world decry or declare peace and security under the New World Order. So we're getting close, man. I'm telling you. I think we possibly will see, all of us 40-year-olds and down. I think we will live to see Armageddon. I really do. I really, truly am starting to believe that for sure. All right. Next video. Open your eyes to the truth.
So they make a hole
here's the sister.
in, and they tie string around, and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
Okay.
Not like earrings, but like little gold piercings around the private.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they all dance around with skulls on in the church there.
Okay.
So they have skulls, like the teachers and the staff, they got 20 skulls each.
And how do you know they've got 20 each?
Yes, because I counted once. They were like, there's one here, and then there's one here, and there's one on the neck here. Like they looks like skulls everywhere, on the knees, on the elbows. It looks like armor.
Scars.
Okay. So
Skulls.
if I was to try and find these skulls, where would I find them?
Yes, in the church.
Where
in
in the church?
So there's the secret rooms. They got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find the secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places.
Would you be able to help me find them, would you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
but they just hide them anywhere. They just hide it like in one place, then they move it to other place, then they move it other place. It's just.
Okay, so I go into the church now.
Yes, and they hide. Usually they hide it in their houses. Because they have parties in their houses.
Okay.
Because Mr.
How do you know
Hollings,
that?
my teacher,
Yes.
he lives in Highgate.
Right.
Yes. You can see his house because his Porsche.
Yeah.
He got Porsche and it's just at the front of his house.
Okay. So
So they make a hole in, and they tie string around, and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
Okay.
Not like earrings, but like little gold piercings around their private.
Yeah.
And they all dance around with skulls.
All right. Let's look at the description. What people mean by the Epstein files. The term Epstein files is commonly used to describe a large set of unsealed legal documents, witness depositions, court exhibits, and investigative records connected to Jeffrey Epstein and his network. These documents were released in multiple waves early 2024 and 2025. Most of them come from the 2015 civil lawsuit filed by Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre against Ghislaine Maxwell, along with newer releases connect to transparency-related legal requirements such as the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Not a secret list, even though social media often presents it as a hidden list of criminals, that the reality is different. The files include it's just kind of giving an explanation. It's going through. It says it's important to be careful with this part. Many public figures appear in flight logs, emails, or testimony without any direct accusation of wrongdoing. Some are simply referenced as acquaintances, guests, or people connected socially. Yep. Not everybody mentioned is guilty of doing something heinous. All right. And that is from the documentary, This Little Girl. That's from the documentary Hampstead Cover Up, Children Witness Statement. It's 5 hours, so if you want to watch it, watch it. All right. All right. Abracadabra.
Do you know what abracadabra means? It's not cartoon magic. It's Aramaic. The language of Jesus. It means I create.
This is correct. Abracadabra is Aramaic, a Semitic word that means I create. It came from Egypt. I remember in the last subscriber show I did on Egypt, we learned that Egypt was known. So school included teaching them magic. Pay attention to this. This is important for every human to know.
As I speak. The Bible already warned in the first verse of John, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. God did not create the world with his hands. He created by speaking, let there be light, and there was light. Speech is the tool of divine creation.
Yes.
But they hid this from you. In English, to spell is spelling.
Right there. So, if you're astute or a keen observer or good at solving puzzles, think about it. When we're writing, we are spelling. When we are speaking, the word abracadabra means basically, so let it be so. I create.
Which also means casting a spell. When you say, I'm dead tired, this kills me, I'm poor, you are using divine power against yourself.
Yes, you're making it so. So instead, you say, you get up in the morning and you say, I'm going to kill it at work today. I am unstoppable. I am powerful. I am happy. I am loved. God is with me. And when you say those things, it will be so. Abracadabra.
You are decreeing your own destruction, and the universe obeys. Because the word has flesh, the universe is a mute waiter. He just takes the order and delivers. If you ask for trouble all day long, don't complain when your wish is granted. Jesus taught this.
It's the power of manifestation. And in sports psychology, this is something that I learned. This is a secular way of saying what this man said. In the NFL, the best coaches, the teams that win all the time, these coaches have all their players meditate before going onto the field. They have them meditate and picture themselves winning the game. The reason why that is because the body follows the mind. So if you picture yourself winning, your body will behave like a winner and you will win and you will succeed. If you keep saying, I'm going to lose, you will lose, because what you won't realize is your body is behaving as a loser. So growing up, whenever I would say, I can't do this, my dad would say, don't say I can't or you won't. Say I can and you will.
Whatever you say believing, it will be done. He didn't say ask, he said chase.
God is within you. Our reality that we're all living is a result of collective consciousness. What you say, what you desire, will come to you. So this is about changing how we talk to ourselves. Don't let the demons win. All that negative speech in your head, those are the demons. Conquer that. Speak and say, I am powerful. I am loved. I am wealthy. I am rich in whatever it is you want to be rich in. I am protected. I am safe. God is with me.
Stop using your mouth to curse your life. Learn to speak the language of creation. Do you know what abracadabra means? It's not cartoon
Let it
magic.
play one more time.
It's Aramaic. The language of Jesus. It means I create as I speak. The Bible already warned in the first verse of John, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. God did not create the world with his hands. He created by speaking, let there be light, and there was light. Speech is the tool of divine creation, but they hid this from you. In English, to spell is spelling, which also means casting a spell. When you say, I'm dead tired, this kills me, I'm poor, you are using divine power against yourself. You are decreeing your own destruction, and the universe obeys. Because the word has flesh, the universe is a mute waiter. He just takes the order and delivers. If you ask for trouble all day long, don't complain when your wish is granted. Jesus taught this. Whatever you say believing, it will be done.
He did.
He
taught
didn't
that.
say ask, he said chase. Stop using your mouth to curse your life. Learn to speak the language of creation. Do you know what abracadabra?
Learn to speak the language of creation. We are made in God's image. God is a creator. We can create. Do as God does. Do what literally Jesus showed you how to interact with your environment, what to think about, and where to find happiness. It's sad how many people don't see it. But yesterday I went through that huge spiel on how church has done a good job making you think that it's witchcraft. It's not. This is how you're supposed to function as a higher level sentient being. All right. Instagram. Let's go. Last video. New World Order takeover.
Yeah. And there's a real question about whether there's a
one.
massive shift happening now in terms of world alliances long term.
All right, well,
It's definitely, I think, a new world order. I think the president has sought to it. There's a new world order in trade. There's a new world order in globalization and the way that we invest in our economy versus, foreign supply chains. There's a new world order, and the president is willing to shake up some old alliance structures. I mean, NATO, I think, is much different because of the president's leadership than it was 10 years ago. It was sort of coasting. It was effectively a protectorate of the United States of America. Obviously, you saw what happened in Venezuela. So, yeah, the president is putting a stamp on world history, but fundamentally in an America First way. Yeah.
And there's a real question.
Boom. Look at these comments. It says to be expected from the Peter Thiel's test tube baby. Yeah. Well, that's why you hear me saying America only. How about that? Because the only order that's going to work globally is if we're all instead of a human government ruling over us being a theocratic society instead of a democratic or a republic or a communist or socialist society. We need to operate as a theocratic society, and that would be the literal only way a new world order would be good and favorable for everyone. as if we were under a theocratic society. All right. Well, that's the end of the show. Fan of the day is going to be Thomas. Is that 2 dots? Oh, Thomas _ P31. Congratulations, Thomas. You will get a autographed, lipstick-kissed copy of my show notes for you. Producer Ryan will reach out to you, or you can email us at thirsttrapnews@gmail.com, or you could hit up Ryan on Instagram, producer Ryan, Ryan.Lopez86. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and for all of you non-subscribers, actually, I don't even know if I'm going to have a subscriber show on Sunday because Instagram has me on a cool down, they said. So it just depends on if I am allowed to comment. If so, that's a subscriber only show, so you'd have to go to actually, you know what? I'll just do it on Rumble. I'll do it for free on Rumble this Sunday, so you guys can get a glimpse of what the educational shows are like, the lectures are like, and how deep I go into human history. So we left off on Egypt. No, we left off on the relationship of the Hebrew tribes with Egypt, and then we're going to discuss Jewish history this coming Sunday, and we'll look at the Talmud, and so I won't see you tomorrow. Saturdays I'm off. I spend it with my family. So anyway, congratulations again, Thomas. Make sure you email us at thirsttrapnews@gmail.com. And with that, I bid you guys adieu. Good night.